guys, if you've been here before, welcome back to my channel. If not, then welcome to my channel. Here at In Your Hands Tarot, I like to do unboxing, flip-throughs, review videos of various different tarot and oracle decks. So if that is something that you would be interested in, then feel free to subscribe because I would greatly appreciate it also. And yeah, let's get started with today's video. So last week on my Instagram, I asked you guys to send me in any questions that you may have for me to answer, centered around tarot and yeah, things like that. So a few of you did, and I want to say thank you to everyone who sent in a question. I really appreciate it. So instead of just sitting here with nothing in front of me just answering your questions, I thought it would be a good idea to maybe organize the Seer's tarot deck, just because it is one of my favorite decks and something that I really enjoy and find super relaxing is just sitting here and putting the decks in order. So I figured that that might be something that I could do while I'm answering your questions. And it's also a great way for me to connect better with the cards and also learn their orders, because I don't know the orders that they all go in. I know a few, basically just the first like few cards. Other than that, I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna get started by sorting them into their proper groups while I go ahead and answer the first question. So this question actually wasn't asked, but I figured it might be a good place to start just because it kind of gives you guys a little bit of background on me and how I got started on my tarot journey. So that's basically what the question is: how did I get started with tarot? I'm gonna see if I'm gonna even be able to do this, be able to concentrate on sorting the cards and answering the questions. I'm gonna try my best. I've always been interested in tarot. We had a deck when I was younger. Nobody really used it. It kind of just sat in a closet. And I remember one time I took it out of the closet because I was actually interested in figuring out what it was. So, but I was also pretty young then too, and you know, you hear things about tarot and that, you know, it's not, it doesn't bring good energy, it's evil, you know, all that kind of stuff. That's what I heard growing up as a kid. So that's kind of what I thought when I took it out and tried to use it, and I would come across a card like this one, but it was the Aquarian deck. So it doesn't, the devil in that deck doesn't look as pretty as this one. So it's obviously a bit of an older style deck. Kind of gave off a little bit of a creepy sort of vibe for a kid like myself. So I didn't know any better at the time. So when I pulled the devil or death, you know, it kind of freaked me out a little bit. So I put the cards away after looking through them for probably 10 minutes. I put them back in the closet and didn't really think about tarot again for quite a few years actually. And I started to become interested again. It was actually the beginning of this year, 2021. My aunt, she said that she gets like frequent readings from a lady that she knows, and then someone on my Instagram was also interested in tarot, so that kind of brought me back to it. And obviously I'm not a kid anymore, so like I know there's more to it than just what I was told back then. So I went into it with an open mind and no fear, obviously, because there's no reason for that. Yeah, things kind of took off from there, and now I have a bit of an addiction with purchasing new decks all the time, because all of them are extremely beautiful and colorful, and they just grab your attention. So now I have a little bit of a spending habit with decks, but I think I'm okay with that for right now. So the next question is to describe my reading style. And I thought this was an interesting question because I've actually never thought of it before, and I think it's because I'm still very new to tarot and reading and stuff, so I don't think I even really know yet what my reading style is. I know what works for me and what doesn't in the moment. Maybe that'll change the more I do more readings and work with the cards. Like, for example, right now when I'm reading, I like to take my time. I'm very patient. I use a lot of the imagery to try to tell me what's happening, because like I mentioned earlier, I don't know all of the card meanings yet. So yeah, I like to take my time with it and really study and take a look at, you know, what's being presented here, what's happening, what is it trying to tell me through the imagery. But I can already kind of feel like I'm going to be the type of reader that wants to try to help people, learn more about themselves, or at least become aware of things about themselves that they may not be aware of, or things that maybe they're suppressing that they don't really acknowledge. Because when I read for myself, when things like that come up that make me kind of reflect on myself and who I am or who I'm becoming, those are the types of readings that I like. So to be able to project that off to someone else who's maybe looking for the same kind of information in a reading, I think would be a really good thing. I would really enjoy doing that. I think I also chose this deck to put in order today just because I was really feeling the need for something vibrant, something colorful. I did have the Rider-Waite out at first because that's a deck that I haven't really done anything with lately, because I don't really connect with it as much as my other decks. So I thought maybe I should, you know, take some time with it today and sort it out. But the Light Seers Tarot ended up calling to me instead, so the Rider-Waite, I guess, will have to wait another day to be sorted. So yeah, I guess to sum up that question, I'm still learning what my reading style is, but I feel like the more I work with the cards, even just doing readings for myself or family and friends, I'm slowly learning more and more about the type of reader that I am. So now that I have them all in their appropriate piles, I can start working on them individually. Obviously going to start with the majors. Thankfully they are numbered, but I feel like that's also kind of cheating. So I want to try and at least try to see what I can remember without using the numbers. Okay, so we have the Fool. And then I know the Magician is next. The High Priestess. I don't know what it is that I find so calming and relaxing about doing this, but I don't know, there's something about it. Maybe it's even just the energy of spending time with the cards, even though we're not doing a reading. I don't know, it's good energy. I enjoy doing it. So while I'm sorting the majors, I can move on to the next question, which was how many decks do I have? I was actually surprised that it's not as many as I thought I had, seeing that it feels like every single week I'm buying 1 to 2 new decks. I have 8 tarot decks, 4 oracle decks, and 1 affirmation deck. I don't know if people usually include affirmation cards, but I do because I use them within readings sometimes, so why not include them? Are sorted. Now we can start with the minors. I don't know which suit comes first. I always thought that every deck was the same. I thought that there was a specific suit that always starts after the majors and then the next one following that and so on, but so far all of my decks, they've been doing their own thing, so I guess that's not the case after all. So the next question was, do I have days where I just can't connect with the tarot? And if so, what do I do on those days? Yeah, of course I have days where it's just not working out in my favor, finding it hard to connect with the deck. Or I'll go into the reading knowing that there is a question on my mind. I just can't, for the life of me, figure out what it is that I want to ask. So when I lay the cards out, they're not really making any sense to me because I don't even know what they're referring to, you know? Okay, that's the wands completed. So on days where I just can't seem to connect with the cards, I don't force anything, because if I force it, it's not going to be genuine and I'm not going to get the actual answers that I'm supposed to get. So what I'll do is either just do this, just still spend time with the cards but in a different way. And I kind of do the same thing if I want to do a reading but it's just not working out. Instead of getting all flustered and annoyed that I can't figure it out, I'll just spend some time with them, put them in order. If I don't want to do that, then I just put them away and, like I said, don't force the reading, or work on the meanings, you know, learning the meanings and stuff, because I still am very far off from knowing what they all are. So I'll do that instead. But yeah, I never try to force a message. I never try to, oh, how did you get missed? What is happening? See, I knew I was gonna have a hard time trying to multitask and do two things at once. This is gonna be the most mismatched deck out there, I swear. Probably gonna have to go over it all again when I'm done. Okay, I think those are in order. Let me just double check. The final question that I received was, what is my favorite card? I thought that was a fun question, but I actually really had to think about it. I feel like I have a few, and I'm gonna try not to mess up the deck while I pull them out. I feel like I have to say that the death card is probably one of my favorites, just because I feel like it's one of the most misunderstood. When a lot of people see this card, they automatically just think of the death and not the rebirth. And that's kind of also what I like about this deck, actually putting rebirth beside it, because that is what this card is about. It's not just about something ending or death. It's about something else starting and growing and starting fresh, you know? Like it's not a big bad scary card like everyone believes it to be. And then another one of my favorites would probably have to be the Three of Cups, just because it's such a positive and light, fun energy. It's about celebrating, spending time with the people that you love and people you care about, and it's about good times, you know? So yeah, I love the energy of this card. So I'd have to say that that one is probably one of my favorites. And then I obviously have favorite cards within each of the decks, just based off of the imagery, but I wanted to answer that question about like the overall general meanings of the cards. Another thing that I wanted to talk about in this video, that was it for the questions. So like I said, thank you to everyone who sent in a question. I really appreciate it, and I hope I was able to at least somewhat answer it in a way that you could understand what I'm talking about, because trying to answer questions and keep track of where I am in the orders is actually pretty difficult for me. So yeah, one of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about, just because it's been on my mind recently, is that I really want to try to broaden my horizons a little bit with readings and stuff. I have not done any like public, or not public readings, but readings for the public, I guess. People who aren't my family and friends or myself. But the only way to learn the cards is to actually give that a shot. So I've been trying to get my confidence up in maybe sending something out on my Instagram about doing that, or at least trying to, but it's very overwhelming. It's kind of scary, and I'm really interested in hearing about your guys' experience with doing your first public reading, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of asking you guys this question now in return. I would really, yeah, like to hear about any stories that you may have had, because I'm definitely in need of some inspiration. Even if it's not like a happy, pleasant story, it would still kind of make me feel better in a way, to know that it's definitely okay if things don't go the way you want them to. But I'm hoping to do more review videos hopefully soon. I posted my first review video a few days ago, maybe it was last weekend, on the Nordic Tarot. That's it. And that was really fun. I had a lot of fun doing that, and I hope it was helpful in some way for anyone who enjoys reviews, because like I said, I rely on review videos and unboxings and flip throughs a lot before I purchase any decks. So hopefully I can do the same for you guys. So there you have it. We have completed putting the deck in order, which I hope it's in order. I am most confident that there is an error or two in there for sure. But that's okay, because I had fun doing this with you guys while I answered your questions. So yeah, there you have it. I hope by answering some of those questions it helped you guys get to know me a little bit better. And yeah, I look forward to continuing on this journey of learning tarot with you guys, and I shall see you guys next time.